Welcome to Module 7, Unit 2. We are going to finish constructing our clamp. This is what we have done in first unit, and now we drag the spindle. We state an axial line between these two axes, the spindle and the hole of the movable jaw, and now I drag the pin. I state an axial line between the pin and the hole the spindle has for the pin, and as I have done before, I'm going to activate the reference plane for the spindle because I want to have it perfectly centered, because the draft will be better drawn and I don't want it to move when I include the motors. So now I state a relationship made faces between the face of the pin and the reference plane, remember, of the spindle. And now, if you click on this last relationship you have stated, you can indicate a displacement. I have here the relationship, okay, and I state now a value -7. Remember, the pin is also 14 length. So now my pin, it is centered and won't move. Now I hide the reference planes for the spindle. I don't need them anymore. And I have done the same operation as with the guide and the pin, to have them centered and fixed. Now I drag the handle. I state axial line between these two axes and the second axial line between the axis of the hole the handle has and the pin. Now the handle is positioned. Remember, I am thinking always that I have to do a draft and I have to insert motors. The relationships are important for the motors. I insert the pin and I'm going to position first the pin and afterwards the fixer, because in my draft I want to have it in this position. So now my pin is fixed on the reference plane. I drag my fixer. I state axial line between the hole of the fixer and the pin, and the axial line between the fixer, as you will see now, this fixer and the spindle. Remember, the pin is, the face is on the reference plane, but I will delete this relationship. I just have inserted first the pin to have the pin and the fixer correctly positioned. I drag. I need now to state a relationship between this face of the fixer and the spindle. It must be a mate faces, and the next step is activate the pin and delete the relationship I have stated between the face of the pin and the reference plane. This is just to fix the position of the fixer. Now I include the relationship axial align between axis of pin and fixer, and now I'm going to drag and rotate the fixer 180 degrees. See on your right the draft I want. I want to see the pin just on the front view. So I rotate 180 degrees and I will have the fixer in the position I want for my draft, and also the pin. I position first the pin, then I delete the relationship and I can rotate the fixer. Now I must activate reference plane for the fixer as we have done with the guide and with the spindle. Now I have to do the same thing with the fixer. I need to activate the reference planes because, as you can imagine, I want to mate the face of the pin with the reference plane of the fixer. That is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to mate these two faces, and of course I click on the relationship and state to move -7 millimeters. Length is once again 14. So now my pin is centered and it won't move when I insert the motors, and also my draft will be correctly done. I will have a good view of my clamp. So I am taking into account two important things: the draft I'm going to do and the motors I'm going to insert. This is a good view of my clamp. The elements are correctly positioned. I am taking into account two important things: the draft and the motors. This is the end of module 7 and the last module of our Mooc. We hope this Mooc has been useful for you.